Welcome into another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco. I'm Sean McGraw. We're here at Rhinebeck High School for a girls basketball game between the Panthers of Rhinebeck, who are 6-7, and the 9-7 Pawling Tigers. And this is the third time, Tom, these two teams are playing this season due to a scheduling conflict, as the Tuckahoe team no longer exists, so they had to add a rare third regular season meeting between these two.
That's right. Rhinebeck has 2 wins over Pawling so far, comfortable wins, but we talked to Coach Lincoln before the game, and he said that the games were much closer than the score indicated, so we're hoping for another hard-fought game tonight.
And it's very hard to beat a team 3 times, and we'll see if Rhinebeck can do that next here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco. I'm Sean McGraw. Our cameramen are Chris Lavinia, Rob Moretti, who's also the LMC Varsity Sports producer, and Gary Francois. Tip won by Rhinebeck's Kiera Hutt. And as we mentioned on the opener, third time these two played. One time December 5th, both at Pawling. Rhinebeck won 38-19. And the first basket of the game scored by Alexa Garcia, and Rhinebeck's up 2-0. And on January 8th, they won 42-39 also at Pawling. The Tigers are 9-7, and the Panthers are 6-7.
It's also worth noting that the Panthers need 2 more wins to qualify for the playoffs, so they're hoping to get one of those 2 tonight.
And it would be their 3rd win against this Pawling team, and a 3 from deep by Taylor Brenneman, one of the many freshmen on this team, makes it 3-2 Pawling, as Pawling only has 2 seniors and a junior, and the rest are freshmen, besides the 8th grader Alyssa Lamberti, who won that jump ball. That's Alyssa Lamberti, the 8th grader, who won the jump ball for Pawling, and it went to Pawling's possession, and she stole it away, and there's a jump ball, and the Tigers get it, and they'll bring it up here. Tom, it's tough to beat a team 3 times because they rarely, in high school, you rarely, almost never play a team 3 times in a season. The only time, usually a 3rd time you would meet them would be in the playoffs. And this is a 3rd time in the regular season. As we mentioned, it's because Tuckahoe, they folded their team before the season started, so those games went to, they were able to get Pawling to play Rhinebeck.
Yeah, I guess Pawling hadn't filled out their schedule either, but yeah, there's only so much you could change up your team for the 3rd time, so they kind of seen everything you got at that point.
Bridget Walters misses the first free throw, and the second one as well, and it'll be rebounded by Hutt for Rhinebeck.
Although one advantage I think Rhinebeck does continue to have is that this Pawling team is extremely young. You don't see many varsity teams with almost all 9th graders and even an 8th grader.
Exactly, it's tough to field a team that young. Obviously, they don't have a JV team at Pawling. C school, smaller C school. So that one went off. It was an over-the-back foul on Rhinebeck, so it'll go to Pawling. It's the official. Initially, it looked like he was going to call a foul on Pawling, instead called it against. Initially, it looked like he was going to call it against Pawling, but instead he called it against Rhinebeck. So 2nd foul of the game for the Panthers, and a long 3 for Waters is missed and rebounded by Morgan Parker, who hands off to Gottlieb, who gets it back from Katsaros to Parker, and the shot is an air ball. This out of bounds off of Rhinebeck, goes to Pawling as the air ball by Gottlieb can't be saved by the Panthers. 3-2, 5:55 to go in this first quarter. Nice pass, but a long shot out of bounds off of Pawling. It's a nice pass from Brenneman to Alyssa Lamberti, but the freshman airballed it and it goes out. I mean, the 8th grader airballed it and went out of Pawling. So couple air balls back-to-back by both teams, and still 3-2, 5:30 left in this first quarter. Nice block from Pawling's Waters, stolen from Katsaros. Jump ball, possession arrow, Rhineck.
Both teams are playing some pretty stingy defense so far. We've seen a couple forced turnovers and that nice block there.
Double dribble by Saros. Looked more like a carry than a double dribble, but nevertheless, it's a violation. And it'll be Pawling ball, turnover, Rhineck. Out of bounds, thrown away by Brenneman. Still 3-2 Pawling with 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Off of Pawling, and it'll stay with Rhineck as Alyssa Lamberti hit it out, and it'll be 15 seconds left on the 30-second shot clock. No good for Rhineck's Jessica Gottlieb, rebounded by the Tigers' Lilia Beckman, one of the 2 seniors on the team. I don't know how that wasn't a travel, but on that catch from Ragelli, right in front of the official too, and it'll be a foul for Hutt, her first, team's 3rd.
Gotta say, this Pawling team, despite the age difference, does not seem that overmatched at this point, in terms of physicality at least.
And Brenneman, that might have been Hutt's, yeah, that's her 2nd foul as they take her out of the game. First one is good by Brenneman. She has all 4 points for the Tigers. Yeah, I mean, from this early going, it's surprising that they lost by 19 and 11 at home, although Coach Lincoln said it was closer, but to Rhineck in the first 2 games they played.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's very hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. I mean, at some point, you got to recognize what they're doing. They're not going to throw anything that novel at you the 3rd time. So maybe they just made some good adjustments from the last time.
As Coach Greg Blake can't believe that hit the top of the cylinder, and they kept playing. Usually, if it hits that high up after hitting the rim, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be a dead ball after that, but instead they got the rebound and looking to make the free throws here, and they did. The first one, Maura Gabrielle, who just came in the game for Hutt after she got her 2nd foul. She makes it 4-3. Ooh, violation. Violation on Garcia. She left. So even though she missed it, she had made it. It wouldn't have counted. And we have a timeout by Coach Greg Blake. And with 3:53 to go, it's 4-3 in this defensive battle here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, alongside Tom Sacco, I'm Troy McGraw. 3, the first timeout by Coach Greg Blake, and Pawling not able to capitalize after they called timeout, but they get a steal, another turnover by Rhineck, stolen by Brenneman, and passed, and a score from the corner for Bridget Waters. First time someone other than Brenneman scores, and the Tigers lead 6-3 with 3:30 to go in the first quarter.
They are having some pretty good ball movement here, but they need to start capitalizing a little more on those open shots they've been getting.
And they did there, and they made the turnover. They made the Panthers pay off of the turnover as they stole the pass and able to score another turnover. That's not good for the Panthers as Brenneman brings it up to gain the pass and stolen right back, but it's on the floor. Jump ball, possession arrow. And they give it to the Panthers because they couldn't decide. And now it'll go back to Pawling. And Rhineck will get that possession and then make the 2 off the bench. Maura Gabrielle, and it's 6-5 Tigers. stolen away by El Katsaros. Pass to Gottlieb. Gottlieb passes
nice
to
pass to traffic.
Parker. And it's 7-6. Rhinebeck first lead of the game for the Panthers. No, actually they led 2-0. They had the first basket of the game. So first lead since it was 2-0. Illegal screen. Illegal screen there by Beckman. Her first. Teams.
Well, at least this far, it does seem we are going to get a closer game than the last two that we've seen.
Yep, so far we will. As Katsaros makes the 2, and Rhinebeck now leads 9-6 after trailing 6-5. Another turnover from Pawling. Ever since they took that timeout, they've had 3 turnovers and they made that 1 basket, but yeah.
That's right, and that jump ball that was given to Rhinebeck seemed to have shifted the momentum a little bit here.
Yeah.
Pawling was looking like they were going to make a bit of a run.
Especially since the Pawling coach, Greg Blake, thought it was supposed to be his team's arrow as well. Not a kick, instead it stays on the floor and picked up by Katsaros, and a late foul called behind the play. 2 shots. So the trail foul. Trail official called the foul, and Waters will shoot. Actually, excuse me. Katsaros will call 2. Coach Blake got to watch himself. He might get teed up.
That certainly wouldn't be great at this point.
Yelling a lot. Well, it did not matter because she missed both the free throws. And the second one, she didn't give her a chance to team for a rebound, and she airballed it. So big draw to Pawling. 2-way foul call. Coach Lincoln put it in, but another turnover. Actually, it'll stay with Pawling and went off of Rhinebeck. Coach Lincoln used to be the boys varsity coach a couple years ago. First year coaching the girls, and made a smooth transition as they've improved a lot as they're 6-7. Actually, they had a losing record. I think they only had 3 or 4 wins. In and out, no good for Pawling. Rebound, foul called on Rhinebeck on the floor.
Both teams getting a little physical with the fouls here early on.
In girls basketball, it's just if there's 5 fouls in a quarter, that's 2 shots automatically. Most of the boys where it's 7 and it's 1 and 1 and then double bonus at 10. It's per quarter with the girls, so it's 5 if you get it per quarter. It'll be 5 if Rhinebeck gets a foul in the final 45. Lincoln tried to call timeout.
Didn't get it.
And he didn't get it though, and unfortunately, the official did not hear the timeout. 3 times he yelled at the official for timeout, and he's still asking.
I think both coaches here have a bit of an argument to be a little upset.
And another turnover. Pawling must have about 10 turnovers now, Tom.
That is, yeah, they're going to have to iron that out if they want to keep staying in this game, but I think that's what you see a lot with young teams. Not a lot of cohesion, as you might see with a team full of seniors and juniors.
And that 3 is off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Pawling. They could hold for the last shot if they choose, 9-6. So most likely, if they hold for the last shot this game, this first quarter will be single digit for both teams. Neither will have 10 or more. 9-6, the 2, that's a 2 inside the 3-point line. Rebounded by Garcia, and she'll just hold it. And the first quarter will end 4-3. I mean, it'll end with neither team getting in the bonus and the fouls, but end of 1, it's 9-6 Rhinebeck. We will be right back with the second quarter here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, 9-6 lead for Rhinebeck over Pawling. And the third time these two teams have met, and Rhinebeck won the previous two matchups, 38-19 and 42-31. Pawling looking to take this final regular season game, and Rhinebeck gets the block by Gabrielle, and then picked up by Gottlieb. They push it forward and a foul. Who's the foul on? Garcia, maybe?
Not quite sure.
She was the closest one, but it didn't look like that was the number he put up. Play to Brenneman, back to Waters.
I don't know if was that a block or a steal?
I think a steal. Play it, and that's a 2, and it's an air ball. And nice save by Gottlieb, picked up, and the layup is good. Nice play. Olivia Martino. First time she came in the game. Started the quarter. That was a good pass too. And by Gabrielle, who's played well off the bench. She has 3 points.
Nice finish through contact as well.
And it's 11-6 with 6:30 to go in the first half. Two seconds on the 30-point shot clock, and the assistant coach, Rich Tompkins, realized, and he yelled out to shoot it, and they got the shot off and it hit the rim, so they had a chance at it, and they get it back. Good job by Coach Tompkins there to alert, because that would have been a 30-second shot clock violation, which we haven't seen any of
And
yet.
she had been sitting there at the three-point line uncovered for a couple seconds too.
Ooh, a bad pass by Gabrielle. Rare turnover from her. Intercepted, and Pawling can't score 7 and 8, 0.7 and 8 as Sophia Carazan missed it, and Brenneman on the Brenneman pass. So it's still a Panther 5-point lead now, 11-6. Nice pass, and move by Katsaros. Misses it. Gabrielle in and out. That would have been a nice play off the rebound. Rebounded by Beckman.
Pawling has been getting their opportunities, but they just haven't been converting enough shots.
There's another bad shot there, missed by Brenneman, who has 4 of the 6 points. And Pawling had 4 points going into the timeout with about 3.5 minutes to go. They scored about 4. So they haven't scored in final 4 minutes and first 2.5 here, so about almost 7 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that.
6.5, 7 minutes. That's
ever since that timeout, offense has not been very effective in terms of putting up points.
Yeah, they scored right after the timeout, which is about 3 minutes to go. So yeah, it's been about 6-7 minutes they haven't scored. As that one's rebounded by Brenneman, who has 4 of the points and has the ball most of the time. She's also turned it over a couple of times, picks it up, and was able to continue her dribble because it was touched by Charlotte Murphy for the Panthers. 10 seconds on the shot clock. A foul. We'll see if they'll get 2 shots. And she will get 2 shots, as it was a wild shot, but she gets it. The foul is Charlotte Murphy with her first. Pawling, they don't put anybody in on the free throw line. First one is good by Brenneman. She has 5 points, 2 of them from the free throw line now. Weird though that at this point in the game how they don't put anyone in.
Yeah.
So he missed here and at least have a shot to rebound.
Yeah, gave him a free rebound and possession. Not sure I agree with that decision.
11-7. It's weird. They did it before too when they had the free throws.
I mean, maybe they don't want to foul. I'm not sure why you would do that.
That's good for Martino. She's got 4 points off the bench for the senior, Olivia Martino.
Both of her scoring plays were very heavily contested too.
And went off the front of the iron, off of Pawling's newcomer, Catherine Savarese. And now Rhineck has it here. And a kickball, it'll stay with Rhineck.
Starting to see why Coach Lincoln did say that these games are more competitive than the score indicates. I mean, in terms of defense, they're playing pretty well on both sides, but Pawling just hasn't been converting on the opportunities they've been getting. Could make this a lot closer of a game.
Pawling will put back in Bridget Waters. Will replace Sophia Carazal. Pawling has 13 players in total. It's a lot of players. Rhineck has 7 healthy players on the bench, so 12 total.
And I believe that probably has something to do with the fact that they don't field the JV team.
Yeah, Rhineck I think has one, but
yeah,
Pawling doesn't. Right, which has to do with why they have so many underclassmen. Class C school. 2 shots for Ellie Katzaros. She only missed 2 free throws. Foul on Pawling there, second. Katzaros. First free throw is good. She has 3 points now. Rhineck leads 14-7, just a 1 point from Brenneman for Pawling with 3:24 to go in this quarter. 1 point in the second quarter for 7 total as they're doubling them up. And now they lead by 8. 15-7 lead. Katzaros has 4. Gabrielle has 3. Martino has 4. And another turnover by Pawling, backcourt violation. And Coach Greg Blake can barely watch.
They got to get these turnovers under control in a hurry if they don't want this game becoming a blowout.
As it'll be played in, and a nice pass, great pass from Parker inside to Gabrielle, and that timeout by Coach Blake comes, and now he has 4 left, and it's 17-7 as Rhineck is on a 8-1 run in this quarter, and we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco. I'm Troy McGraw, and it is 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, and after a couple baskets in a row by Rhineck, another turnover by Pawling, following the Pawling timeout, and Ellie Catazaros will miss the layup. Rhineck hasn't used a timeout besides the time Coach Lincoln wanted to, and Catazaros gets another steal as the layup, and misses another layup though. And if you steal it, you gotta make the free throw. That one she was not contested. The first one that she stole and missed was contested and was a little tough, but that one, no excuse.
Might have just got a little bit too far ahead of herself on that one. It was a nice steal though.
That one hit the top and they didn't miss that one, so Coach Blake can't complain about that one hitting the top and then letting them play on. Another turnover. I haven't kept track, but I think it's about close to 20.
It's got to be getting
Pawling,
there,
right?
if not already, yeah.
It's not good. You can't win. It's going to be tough for them to win. Rhineck might have about half that, if that. I would say probably by estimate about 9 to 18. Maybe Rhineck has about 8 or 9, and Pauling's got about 18 or 19 or 20.
I think that definitely is an issue that you'll see with young, inexperienced teams like this.
And now we're starting to see why they lost twice at their own gym. It's about an hour and a half bus ride from here. Rhineck went there and missing it, but getting the putback and the rebound. And she'll go to the line for 2 was Lilia Beckman. she can score here, she'll get 2. It'll be all of the baskets for the quarter will be from the free throw line, as they only have 1. Brenneman, Beckman, unorthodox, misses it above her head and kind of like pushes it, but it didn't work, and she has the second one coming. And it's good. So Beckman's first point. Bridget Waters has 2. And Brenneman has 5. A 2, a 3, and 3 free throws for the Pawling 8 with 1:25 to go. Foul on Waters. And going to the free throw line for 2 will be Gottlieb, who, despite playing a lot and having a couple assists and stuff, has not scored yet. And the free throw off back iron, no good, just a bit strong. As it's 17-8. After it was 9-6 after 1. Rhinebeck. Second free throw good
as well now.
Now Gottlieb's on the board to join Martino, Gabrielle, Parker, Katzaros, and Garcia. That was a 2.
Long 2.
From Taylor Brenneman, as she has 7 now. A quick 2 to make it 18-10, their first field goal of the second half. And that basket is good for Olivia Dunn. Kick ball, it'll stay with Pawling. 20-10 lead for the Panthers. Brenneman has 7 of the 10 for Pawling. Has it now, and off the front iron, no good.
And many of those coming on free throws, I believe.
He got the rebound, and instead of going up with it was... Brenneman has 2 free throws, and Beckman has 1. But instead of going up with it on the play before by Beckman, who has one of the free throws, she tried to pass it to Brenneman, and they just stole it right from her. 23 on the shot clock, 27 on the game clock, as Pawling has it underneath, and that 2 is off. They get it back. It didn't hit the rim, so the clock does not reset, the shot clock, and that one is missed, pulled down by Rhinebeck, and they can call it now. Coach Lincoln letting them play. He still hasn't used a timeout, as he wanted to use one before. Parker's off. She rebounded and kept it in, nearly stolen by Katzaros, and Pawling would just go to the half down 20-10. Got to be more urgent. They had let it go out. Maybe they could have set up something underneath. Instead, it's 11-4 in the second quarter. Rhinebeck outscores them and gives themselves a 10-point halftime lead, 20-10. We'll be right back with the second half here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco and our cameraman, Gary Francois, Chris Lavinia, and LMC Varsity Sports producer and cameraman, Rob Moretti. I'm Troy McGraw. 20-10 Rhinebeck over Pawling as they get the ball to start the second half and turn it over. We saw Pawling, Tom, they came out of the locker room with about 5-10 seconds left. They took the whole 10 minutes in the locker room. You don't see teams do that often.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely needed at this point. They definitely have some offensive issues they need to iron out, especially with all these turnovers.
Foul on Waters for Pawling.
And it's probably easy for a young team to get discouraged, so Coach Blake probably made a bit of an effort to make sure they were all on the same page.
Travel against Rhinebeck, so it'll go to Pawling. 2 quick turnovers from the Panthers, not a good start.
Nice pass out.
Rebounded.
Pawling is not capitalizing on these opportunities.
Even after they got that offensive rebound. Nice layup And a tough angle by Jessica Gottlieb. She has 3 points.
Contact there, I thought.
Is that an off? Is that a travel?
I believe.
Or an offensive foul? Yeah, because they have 1 foul now. Against Rhineck. That 3 is off the front iron. Nice rebound, though, by the Tigers, and a great putback. And let's see if Pawling can get some more points off the offensive glass as Alyssa Lamberti, the 8th grader, scores for the first time and has 2 points now. Beckman has
another turnover.
What was that? 4 or 5 turnovers for Rhineck with 2:15 in this quarter.
Pawling could get some more baskets to fall. They could claw their way back in this one.
As for Pawling, Brenneman has 7, Waters has 2, Beckman has 1, and Lamberti has 2 now. Nice steal by Katsaros. And Katsaros now has 6 points, and she's got at least 4 steals, make it 5.
There's another one.
Steal number 5 passes to Parker.
Nice pass inside.
A foul on the floor. Foul before the shot on the floor against Brenneman. But she had 2 steals where she wasn't able to capitalize on the layup when she missed it in the first half after stealing it. But here she was able to do that. So she has 5 steals now. Actually, they switch it and make it a shooting which it looked like it was. It looked like it was a shooting foul. So Gottlieb will go to the line for 2. Down 24-12. Her and Katsaros up 24-12. Her and Katsaros have the points in the second half, as she has 3 now. Katsaros has 2. And they have 5 in the second half. Gottlieb's second free throw is off the back of the iron, and an offensive foul, a push by Kiera Hutt, her 3rd, teams. Team 2nd. So Hutt, the starting center, we had seen her for maybe about 4 minutes because of her foul trouble.
So she had, I believe, 2?
She had 2 in the first 2 minutes. And she's been in here, so she's played about 5 minutes now. They'll keep her in with 3 fouls. And in her place, playing very well, was Maura Gabrielle. Nice shot brought up here by Bridget Waters.
Another foul.
Offensive foul on Waters. Nearly another turnover, but picked up by Garcia. Pass inside and a jump ball possession now to Rhineck. 25-12, Rhineck with 4:17 to go. And Rhineck's defense showing again as they held them to 19. And 31 is a decent total for girls high school basketball, but still it's not the highest in the second meeting. And here they only have 12 with halfway through this 3rd quarter. So their defense and all their matchups with Pawling, and that's a foul, Katsaros. 3 fouls for both teams now. Coming into the game, Savarese, Catherine Savarese. And we'll see her twin sister, Abigail Savarese, coming into the game for the first time. So the Savarese sisters will play together here, and she'll come in quickly and get the ball in. It's safe to say they are fraternal, as Abigail Savary's pass is inside, but she's about 5 foot, and her sister's about 5'6".
Yeah, so,
They're both freshmen with the same last name. I have to assume that they're twins. There's a foul on Rhinebeck. They got 4 fouls already with 3:57. There could be 2 free throws for the rest of the third quarter, 1 more foul on Rhinebeck for Pawling, which they could help them crawl back into this game if they can make their free throws and they get fouled. That is a foul. Quickly it was called, and she'll get 2 shots. Foul on Gottlieb because of the pressure defense, and Lamberti will go to the line for her first 2 free throws of the day. So it'll be 2 shots because of the rule that they changed last season, where 5 fouls per half, and you shoot free throws, and it's always 2 when you're in the bonus, and they'll be in the bonus for the final 3:54 of this third quarter.
They're going to have to make a good chunk of any free throws they get if they want to bring themselves back in this one.
She takes her time, raises her arms, and nearly makes it, but it goes in and out for Lamberti, so she can't add to her 2-point total. And she'll make the second one. As the official didn't, the coach didn't like the way Charlotte Murphy boxed out, and Coach Sean Lincoln told her not to do it. She went to box out Lamberti on the free throw. They didn't call anything, but she'll go to the line for 2. So this isn't good for Rhinebeck. Can't be fouling though. 2 shots for. She's 2 of 4 from the line as Taylor Brenneman, and she can add to her 7 points if she can make 2 free throws and cut it to a 10-point deficit. She misses the first. So since they've been in the bonus, they're now 1 of 3 from the free throw line.
I mean, that's not ideal. They're called free throws for a reason, and they definitely need all the points they can get on the board at this point.
In and out, especially since they don't have the 2 girls in to rebound offensively again. Right. They still don't have them there, so they give them no shot if you miss the second. Although she just missed that second one and went in and out, but she still missed it, and that's a foul. They're not in the bonus yet. That'll be the 4th team foul. First and second foul on Lamberti. Jump ball, possession arrow, no, Pawling. Possession arrow Pawling, as the official realized, and they give it to Pawling as it was a jump ball. That was the correct call, that's where it was at the table. And now the next possession arrow will go to Rhinebeck. But 25-13, Pawling, they can't capitalize yet on the turnovers and the, I guess technically that counts as a turnover. Well, it was a jump ball. Nonetheless, Rhinebeck has turned it over a lot in this third quarter as Pawling turns it over here.
Pawling's defense has not been letting Rhinebeck extend their lead too much, but the offense just needs to get some more points on the board.
Touch foul there on Lamberti. 2 shots for Margene Parker as it's the 15th foul. 2 shots for Parker. She has 2 points, but this is a dangerous part in the game for Pawling. As it's 25-13, you're in this bonus for the rest of the quarter. And they're 1 for 4 in the bonus, but now Rhinebeck's in the bonus. But this is a point where you could basically, Rhinebeck could put the game away here. They're up 26-13. They could, if they keep this up or they go there, and they could take a 15-plus lead to the end of the 4th. That could be all she wrote. That could be all she wrote.
Yep, I mean, they're not stopping them much on in general, so if you're going to give them 2 extra baskets like we just saw there, this lead will get even bigger.
Savarese passes it. Abigail Savarese. 3 for Taylor. Brenneman is good!
That's good.
Huge 3! As that makes it, she has 10 points now after a good comeback after missing those 2 free throws she had.
They definitely need some type of spark, and that might have been it.
She has 10 points now.
Another 3.
2 threes, and she makes it. 2 threes in a row, and Coach Lincoln will use his first timeout, and a wise decision by Coach Sean Lincoln, as we'll be right back. And 2 threes in a row from Taylor Brenneman have made this a game once again, 27-19 with 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. So it'll be Rhinebeck ball following their first timeout taken by Coach Sean Lincoln. He has 5 left as you get 6 for the game, and Coach Greg Blake still has 4 left. So either coach want to use as many as they can of the 4 and the 5 they have them remaining. And jump ball possession arrow Rhinebeck. So they'll reset the shot clock, although they hit the rim, so it doesn't matter. But it is a 27-19 game. Had been 27-13, and then the Brenneman had 2 threes in 30 seconds. She has it now, and then decides to pass it. Well, she could have pulled up. Jump ball, possession arrow, Pawling, as it looked like that saved the travel call possible coming against Beckman. Nice pass, saving it. That 3 by Brenneman is off the back iron. That's not her spot. She is more better taking it on the top of the key around the arc as opposed to the corner there. But she did have the open look, and that would have made it a 2-possession game if she hits that. It was close, but
I do think they need to get her going. You know, she pretty much single-handedly brought them back in this.
And move her off the point guard position, even though when she's point guard, she's bringing it up, but she'll be guarded and stuff. If somebody else brings it up and they find her with it.
Yeah, get her some more, open looks.
Exactly. See, she'll bring it up here. Can't just pop, because they'll guard her before she could get a decent look at a 3. And she passes it. It goes off of the fingertips of Beckman after it was deflected by Parker. And now we'll see Gabrielle back in the game for Hutt, who has the 3,000, no points. And Savarese, who played decent after just coming in. Well, Abigail Savarese will take a seat. And Parker's 3 is good from long distance.
Long 3.
Morgan Parker now has 7 points. .35 on the game clock, 25 on the shot clock. Gabrielle, the 3, stepped into a 2. As her foot was inside, she took a 3 and followed through, although you're allowed to do that if your feet stay behind it, but I guess the official thought her foot kind of dragged, so it's an 8-point. They'll bring it up here, 2 seconds at the buzzer, it's good! 2 in a row for Waters. She has 6 points, as Gabrielle made a shot to make 7. Her and Parker both have 7 to lead Rhinebeck, and we're at 8 points to end the quarter. So it's 31-23. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, and onside Tom Sacco, I'm Sean McGraw, and Pawling will have the ball, trailing by 8 as we enter the 4th quarter. And suddenly, Bridget Waters has 6 points as she scored 2 field goals to end the 3rd quarter, and nearly scores another one, gets her own rebound, and the fouls will reset, and she's pressured there by Dunn and causes her to lose it. Looked like it could have been a foul, but no longer in the bonuses, and girls basketball resets after each quarter. So they have 3, they both have 0, so it won't be 2 shots shooting as Dunn misses that shot. Jump ball, possession arrow, Rhinebeck. Rhinebeck will inbound here. She'll pass to Parker. Back to Parker. We thought about the 3 as she hit a 3 towards the end of the 3rd quarter. Although the Waters hit the last field goal of the quarter at the buzzer Parker hit a 3 in the last possession of Rhineck for the third quarter. As she has 7, Gabrielle has 7, 13 for Taylor Brenneman, and 6 for Bridget Waters. And Waters, front iron, no good. Ripped away by Olivia Dunn, the star pitcher on the softball team. Rhineck's one of the best girls sports here at Rhineck, their softball team for years. With Coach Joan Spedafino and her husband Frank, the 2 coaches. Dunn, the star pitchers. They've had a couple star players.
Good recovery there.
A good rebound there by the Panthers. And the 3 at the top of the key is good for Martino. 7 points off the bench for the senior Martino. She's probably played about 7 minutes. She's had 7 points. She's played maybe even less. But she entered the second quarter, played a couple of minutes. And the basket is good by Waters. So she has 8 points, 6 in the last 3 minutes between quarters, and it's 34-25 with 5:55 left. As we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Following a timeout, they will go to the full court press for the first time here, Tom. So now's the time, down 9, 6 minutes to go. That's a good call by Coach Greg Blake after the made basket and the timeout he wants to go to. Where should they have been?
They are definitely going to have to play some aggressive defense here and make some turnovers.
Coach Sean Lincoln wanted the timeout again, but he didn't have to use it as he got bailed out as there was a foul made by Bridget Waters. Pawling's first of this quarter. Off of Pawling, they'll stay with Rhineck with 23 on the shot clock.
It seems whatever adjustments both teams made after halftime has started to pay off. We're seeing a lot more shots falling, especially at the end of last quarter.
Parker has it. Oh, in and out. Back to Dunn. This is it. Gabrielle gets it. Back to Dunn in the corner. Off of her. And picked up by Brenneman. And Pawling will bring it up with 5:05 left. Down 9, 34-25. Plenty of time. They'll have to score quick as they don't have a ton of possessions left. That's a 2. Oh, off the front iron and good. That looked like that could have floated in. And picked up by Martino, and Dunn, Gottlieb, excuse me, will bring it up. And in the back of the iron, it'll go off of Rhineck. And it'll be,
I think Pawling took a little too much time on that last possession.
Especially since they didn't make a basket. If they had made a basket, it would have been okay, but still 4:30 with 9 to go, they have a chance. Rhineck, though, could have took more time on that possession. They shot it with 18 seconds on the shot clock, 15, 18 seconds. Rhineck has to play keep away at this point, take it down as long as the 30. Off of Waters, and they can't turn it over. Garcia, legal screen, her third. She has 3, and Hutt, who just came back in, has 3 with 4:12 to go. First foul on each team. Ooh, they get the rebounds, but they can't make them. Foul on Rangeli.
Pawling needs to pick up the pace here and definitely get some more shots off than they have been.
Nice move by Brenneman. As Brenneman now has 15. As they're down 7 with 3:15 to go. Rhinebeck has the ball. 15 on the shot clock. Gotta take their time. Oh, Parker. High shot. Picked up by Pawling. They can score here. They can make it a 5 or 4. And she'll go to the line for 2 with Brenneman with 2:56 to go. So she'll have 2 free throws. She is 2 of 6 from the line, but she has a game high 15 points.
15 of 27.
Yeah. And quickly swishes the first one. Didn't matter, she was 2 of 6. She's now 3 of 7. But takes another quick one. Ooh, in and out. Nobody there to rebound. She nearly gets it. Still, at that point, they didn't have anybody
You would
there.
think at this point in the game that they would have people down there.
Especially with, if they foul, it doesn't really matter because it's not like the shot clock will reset from much.
And they're just giving up the opportunity for a possible bucket.
Yeah. 3 in the key. So 3 in the key by Garcia. Both teams with 2 fouls, 34-28, and we're in line for a good finish here, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, they can make this a 1-possession game if they can manage a 3.
Brenneman has
Even if not.
Brenneman has the 2 threes for them and fit the 16 points. That one is off. Kept alive on the offensive glass by Waters, a huge play. Brenneman with the skip move and rejected. Good display from Kyra Hutt. Oh, but they turn it over. Maybe slow it down, I know. They gotta slow that down, even though they're up 6.
They had the advantage there.
I know, yeah. Foul. 3rd foul. Oh, illegal screen called against Lamberti. A young mistake from the
at this point.
From the 8th grader there. Jump ball, possession arrow, Pawling.
Still do have plenty of time, but they got to get it within a possession.
Ooh, in and out on the 3. Actually, there was a 2 right by Ragnelli. Down 6 with 1:25 to go and 25 on the shot clock. They need a stop and a Coach Lincoln with a timeout. And we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports, 34-28. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco, I'm Troy McGraw. Final 1:22. Rhinebeck will get it following Coach Lincoln's 2nd timeout of the game. Parker taking a long shot, a jump ball, possession arrow, Rhinebeck. So it'll stay with the Panthers. Stay with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Parker took a shot early and it was a long 3 that she missed. The rebound kept it alive. Garcia off the backboard. And Brenneman has it with 1 minute to go. Down 6. She's the player whose hands you want it in. And instead she passes it, pops the 3. Oh, off the backboard and the rim, no good. Rebounded by the Panthers. And Parker walks, double dribble. Wow, she got tripped up. And 47 seconds left. So Pawling gets a huge break.
Big break there, but
This 2 is off. Rebounded by Parker. and they steal it. And they granted the timeout right before it was stolen. So he hurt him there. And we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports with 34.3 left. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports following timeout by Coach Lincoln. The Panthers lead by 6. They're not fouling. They have to foul twice to put him on the line. They're trying to get a turnover. It doesn't make sense to foul now, although he should have fouled already twice. Now they let 16. There was 34 seconds when they inbounded. They let 18 seconds go off the clock. Now it's almost virtually impossible to tie the game. They don't have enough time. They might not even take 2 more shots, let alone 3s. That's what they need, 2 threes. Fouling out was Alyssa Lamberti. Just wasn't sure. And she'll be replaced by Catherine Severiso. Lamberti, after fouling out, fouls with 3 points.
Let's see if they'll foul them here.
The 8th grader.
Immediately.
Good timeout by Coach Lincoln, saving the turnover, 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
So a good timeout by Coach Lincoln as he's using his timeouts late here. And we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports following a timeout that would have saved a 5-second violation by Coach Lincoln. They inbound to Parker.
No fouls.
They're still not fouling. And a travel by Reineck. So it'll go to there. Didn't see that one, Tom.
I didn't know. Where was the steps?
I'm not sure.
Looked like she was just standing still. They're gonna need a quick 3 here.
They started the clock. When they rolled it, they started the clock before it was picked up. And 5.8 a foul. They had a foul to give. A weird final minute of this game.
Very weird indeed. I didn't see.
And this is the 3, and it goes off of Pawling, and that
looks like it'll do it.
34-20, as there's 2.7 seconds to go, and they'll just inbound, and they won't foul. 34-28, final score. Reineck over Pawling in a pretty good game, Tom.
Yeah, definitely. Sped up towards the end. Looked like it was gonna run. Reineck was gonna run away with it, but Pawling gave a valiant effort to claw their way back into it and make this final couple minutes pretty interesting.
And it ends with a final 6 points, so a 2 possessions score differential. So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports with interviews and analysis here at Reineck High School.
I'm Tom Sacco at LMC TV. I'm here with Jessica Gottlieb, and our coach just told us that this win is going to put you guys in the playoffs for, I believe, the first time in 3 years.
Yeah, I've been on the team since my sophomore year, and I've never really got a good chance at the playoffs, so it's really exciting going forward into the season that we have a spot now.
So what do you guys have to focus on in order to prepare yourself for a lot of people's, I guess, is it everyone's first time in the playoffs, or? No,
we have one girl who's seen the playoffs once, but I think our main thing is focus, because we're all pretty new, and we have to work together as a team and be more focused, because obviously in this game, small things might get us all crazy, but I feel like when we contain ourselves, the skill really comes out, and we have true potential, and I'm really excited to see how we do in the playoffs.
So as a captain, do you feel that, do you take more of that on your shoulders to try and prepare a mostly inexperienced group who haven't made the playoffs before?
In a sense, yes. Obviously, leadership plays a major role in a successful team, and I know being on a varsity team as an underclassman, the seniors who really took the time to help me through it really benefited me and made me prepared for this time around when I'm the senior. So I really want to make sure that our freshmen who get a lot of time and our sophomores who get a lot of time are ready to see the playoffs when it all matters.
Back here with Coach Sean Lincoln, and Coach, it was a good win for you guys. Very hard to beat a team 3 times, and with the scheduling change with Tuckahoe folding, you played them 3 times, and it's especially a team an hour and a half away.
Yep.
Tell me about what you thought of today's game.
Today, I thought, listen, the players on the team knew that come out and get this win, and it puts us in the playoffs. And for the last 3 years, this has been a goal now all year long to get us into that position. And so they came out really fired up. They were ready to play. And I give my team a lot of credit because down the stretch when things got tight, we made a lot of mistakes, but these are the kind of games that we need to play so that when we do get into the playoffs now and we find out who we're playing, that we're better prepared for that. So I was very proud of the way they hung together. They fought throughout the entire thing, and even though it was a pretty ugly fourth quarter, overall we're very happy that we got that win.
And you're now 7-7, and as you said, qualified for the playoffs. Although the next step is to try and win a playoff game, what do you think you guys have to do that, as you could have a first-round game depending on how many teams make the playoffs or an out bracket, but either way, it's the goal is to win a game in the playoffs.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we've achieved our first goal, and luckily for us now, we have 6 games left to see where we can put ourselves in terms of playoff seeding. They're not easy games. A lot of league games, some local rivals with Blindbrook and Pleasantville, Bronxville. So there's some tough games coming up. But I'm actually very excited to kind of get that first hurdle out of the way, and now we can really concentrate on trying to tighten up all the stuff that we need to do to get ourselves ready. And if we can get 2 or 3 more wins, you never know. I mean, we could be hosting a playoff game this year, which is the next goal. And I'm going to be driving them hard these next couple of weeks to get there.
As you do have a couple of games left in order to do that. But lastly, too, we saw you a couple of years ago as the boys varsity coach, and now you're coaching girls. Tell me what the changes have been coaching boys basketball versus girls basketball.
You know, it's funny. I really haven't. I've tried very hard not to change. I've tried very hard to be as consistent as possible, regardless of who it happens to be that I'm coaching. The emphasis for me as a coach is on teaching. I really want to get them to try and learn the game and understand the reason why we do things, to make sure that we explain as much as possible what's going on. Sometimes it's hard in the middle of a game to be able to do that, but at the very least I can take the time after and try to get them to understand why we do the things we do. So to be honest with you, from my perspective, it hasn't been different. But I will say, and I've said it to the team a million times, how much I appreciate their commitment and how hard they came into this season, looking to work, ready to learn, ready to push each other, and get to themselves into a position where we could make the playoffs, and we did it.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, and the final score is 34-28, Rhinebeck over Pawling, and Pawling is now 9-8, and Rhinebeck is 7-7. According to Coach Lincoln, they're in the playoffs, so a good win for them. And it got tough down the stretch, Tom.
It did. I mean, just like Coach Lincoln said, the games were much more competitive than the final score of the last 2 seemed to have indicated, as we saw here tonight. It looked like Rhinebeck might have run away with it at the end, but Pawling made it interesting towards the 4th.
Right, as Brenneman scored 16 points and carried Pawling, but in the end they weren't able to make the big shots to tie it up, as they only needed 2 threes and they could have tied it at 34, but instead they lose 34-28. So Rhinebeck beats them 3 times in the regular season, and that's 3 of their 7 wins for the Panthers. So a lot of people to thank for today's telecast, including the CEO, Eric Lewis, COO, Matt Sullivan, community sports producer is Mr. Rob Moretti. For our camera crew, there were Chris Lavinia, Gary Francois, and Rob Moretti. Once again, for Tom Sacco, I'm Troy McGraw saying thanks so much for watching and have a great evening.